Today, we're diving into a platform called Underground State, and it's built on a pretty radical idea, one that really makes you question who's in charge of our digital lives. So, let's break down what that actually means. Think about it for a second. Every single app you use, when you sign up, you're basically handing over the keys to your little corner of the internet. A company can delete your account, they can change the rules on a whim, they can even access your data. It's this fundamental power imbalance that Underground State is really trying to flip on its head. So, here's our game plan. First, we'll look at the big picture. What makes this so much more than just another messaging app? Then, we'll get into the nuts and bolts of how it all works. After that, we'll explore the real secret sauce, the community governance. We'll figure out who this is actually for, and then finally, how you can get involved. All right, first up, let's get past the name. Yeah, on the surface, it looks like a messenger. But trust me, the ambition here is way, way bigger than that. So, at its core, Underground State gives you all the tools you'd expect, right? Secure instant messaging, voice calls, video calls, all that good stuff. But the real kicker is that last part, decentralized community governance through blockchain. That's what turns it from just another tool into a self-governing world, where the users, the community, actually have the final say. Okay, so how do they pull this off? How do they deliver on this huge promise of user control and real security? Let's get into the nitty-gritty and see what makes it all tick. The very first thing you're going to notice is how you log in, because there are no usernames or passwords. Nope. Instead, you connect with a crypto wallet, like a Sui wallet or MetaMask. That wallet becomes your one and only digital key to your entire identity on the platform. And this one simple change completely flips the script on security. First off, you can kiss all those forgotten passwords goodbye. But way more important is that you, and only you, are in control of your account. It's all tied to your wallet's private key, so your account is basically unhackable unless someone physically gets that key. It puts all the power and the responsibility right back in your hands. Now, of course, all that fancy security doesn't mean a thing if the app itself isn't great to use. And they've got that covered. You've got your instant text messaging, you've got high-quality group voice calls, and get this, video conferences with no limits on how many people can join. It's built to be a solid replacement for the tools you're probably using right now. Okay, now you might see KYC, which stands for Know Your Customer, and immediately think, whoa, isn't that the opposite of privacy? And that's a fair question. But here's the thing, it's totally optional. It's a tool for specific communities that need an extra layer of trust, maybe for really important votes or super private groups. And even then, the security is intense. All your documents are locked down with military-grade encryption, so only a few designated people in that one specific community could ever see them. And this brings us to what is, honestly, maybe the most powerful part of this entire system. It's not run by some corporation. It's run by its own community. Let's take a look at how that actually plays out. See, there's no CEO in a corner office calling all the shots here. The platform is governed by its users through what's called a DAO, a decentralized autonomous organization. You can just think of it as a community-run club where the rules are written in code on the blockchain for everyone to see. And how it works is just beautifully simple. If you hold one of the platform's UGS tokens, you get one vote. That's it. It's a direct, transparent democracy where your influence is tied directly to your stake in the whole ecosystem. So, let's say a decision needs to be made. How does it happen? Well, literally anyone with a token can create a proposal for a change. Then, the whole community votes on it. And the final decision is recorded forever, publicly, on the Sui blockchain. There are no shady backroom deals here. Everything is completely out in the open. What powers this whole system is a built-in economy. Thanks to an integration with a decentralized exchange, or a DEX, users can do things like swap tokens or provide liquidity to earn rewards, and they can do it all from right inside the app. This is so important because it helps create a self-sustaining system that doesn't need to rely on a central company for money. Okay, so with all this talk about crypto wallets and DAOs, it's pretty clear this platform isn't trying to be the next Facebook. So who is the ideal user for something like this? It's really built for any group that puts a massive premium on security, privacy, and real, genuine control. We're talking crypto project teams trying to coordinate their next move, other DAOs that need a full communication suite, or even teams of developers working on top-secret code. It's for any community that really cares about its digital freedom. And honestly, this one quote from the project's own documents just says it all. You, the user, truly own your account.
The platform itself, the admins, the developers, none of them can just decide to kick you off. That power belongs only to the community, and it can only be done through a formal public DAO vote. So everything we've talked about really boils down to these 4 pillars. User sovereignty, which means you are in control. Decentralized governance, so the community makes the rules. Full transparency, so every decision is public. And privacy by design, meaning security isn't just an add-on, it's baked into the very foundation of the platform.
So, this is a pretty bold vision for the future of online communities, right? Let's wrap things up by looking at their roadmap and how you can actually get on board.
Looking at their roadmap, you can see this is a clear, step-by-step plan. They've already knocked out the core infrastructure and all the communication features. The big next step is fully integrating the DAO on the Sui blockchain. After that comes sharding, which is just a fancy way of saying they'll split up the network so it can handle millions of users without ever slowing down. And, getting started is surprisingly easy. If you already have a crypto wallet, you're pretty much there. You just go to their web app, connect your wallet to sign a quick message to prove it's yours, and boom, you're in. From there, you can join existing communities, they call them guilds, or even start one of your own. Which brings us right back to where we started. Platforms like Underground State are offering a totally different path for our digital future, one that's built on ownership and community power, not corporate control. So the only question left is, are you ready to take that control back?